Entertain a motion for the agenda. Vice Chair?
Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as it's shown.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Froelich. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. The agenda moves. Communications from citizens. At this time, members of the public may comment on matters within the jurisdiction of the town of Gilbert, but not on the agenda. The commission board response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on a future agenda. Is anybody here from the public that would like to address the commission at this time? Not seeing any. Move along to report from council liaison on current events.
Thank you, Chairman. For the audience, I'm Councilmember Bridget Peterson. Thank you for your time this evening. I have a couple things to share with you. Our digital state of the town that we held in late January that I know many of you attended has hit over 22,200 views so far. So in about 5 weeks, that has been seen by that many people over that amount of time. And I think that's a great testament to what I said to you last month is that can be viewed from anywhere, at any time, by anyone, and it's a great tool for the town to be able to use. The other big announcement that we had, I think, was maybe the day after your last meeting, but we approved the Strand at Gilbert Water Park for part of the regional park that is going to be at Higley and Ocotillo. It's a 25-acre water park that will consist of a wave pool with 12-foot high waves that people can surf and a whole bunch of other amenities that I know that our community is going to love, and is at no cost to the taxpayers whatsoever. It is being completely funded by the developer themselves. It's on our land in the regional park. The first phase of the regional park should be done this fall, and that will be phase 1B, should be done late next spring, just in time for our warm summer. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that just over a year from now, our town is going to turn 100 years old. We're 99 this summer, and part of that celebration, we will start our celebration celebrating our centennial in January with the digital state of the town and work it all the way through the year, through November to Gilbert Days, and probably culminate at that point, because technically our birthday is July 6th, and I said that would be great if we could maybe hold the birthday party over in San Diego, because I think most of Gilbert is there over the summer, and especially the week of July 6th. I don't think that's a great idea. So we will have a celebration all through the year with something probably special announced on July 6th also to make sure that we commemorate that day. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Peterson. Next is public hearing consent items. All items listed below are considered the public hearing consent calendar. The commission may, by a single motion, approve any number of items where, after opening the public hearing, no person requests the item to be removed from the consent calendar. If such a request is made, the commission shall then withdraw the item from the public hearing consent calendar for the purpose of public discussion and separate action. Other items on the agenda may be added to the consent calendar and approved under a single motion. Consent calendar items are item 9, DR 18156, Platinum Paint and Body. It's being requested to be continued to the April 3rd, 2019 hearing. Item 10, S 18-17, Villas at Somerset. Item 11, DR 18218, Live Crossroads. And item 12, DR 18-124, Power Training Center. Does anybody need to declare a conflict of interest of the agenda that's been read?
I do need to declare a conflict on item S 18-17.
Okay. So Vice Chair, can you please entertain a motion for items 9, 11, and 12 first?
Thank you, Chairman.
Well, first I get to open the hearing and then close the hearing. Okay, thank you. I saw you freaking out down there. That.
And also, Chairman, if we could just do the motion to continue to April 3rd as a separate motion.
Okay, so why don't we just do that one first to get that out of the way?
Thank you.
Vice Chair, can you do that, please?
Sure. Chairman, I move to continue item number 9 to be continued to the April 3rd meeting.
Motion for continuous, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smith. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Vice Chair, can you please do item 10?
Chairman, I move to approve item number 10, Villas at Somerset, case number S 18-17.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Smith for the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Vice Chair, items 11 and 12, please.
Chairman, I move to approve items 11 and 12 on the consent agenda.
Is there a second? Commissioner Smith, you've been on a roll. How about a third one?
Third. Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. We'll move along to public hearing non-consent items. Non-consent public hearing items will be heard at an individual public hearing and will be acted upon by the commission by a separate motion. During the public hearings, anyone wishing to comment in support of or in opposition to a public hearing item may do so. If you wish to comment on a public hearing item, you must fill out a public comment form located in the back and bring it up to the front of the staff, indicating the item number on which you wish to be heard. Once the hearing is closed, there will be no further public comment unless requested by a member of the commission. First item is item 13, which is requesting to be continued to April 3rd, 2019. Vice Chair, can I get a motion on that, please?
Chairman, I move to continue item number 13, case number GP 18-15 to April 3rd, 2019.
So I'm going to look down below. It looks like 13 and 14 are the same case. Can we group those together, seeing how they're both continued? Okay, so can you please amend your motion to include 14, please?
I would also include item number 14 in that continuance to April 3rd.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Abendit. Why do I always mess up your name? I'm sorry. Albert. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 15 and 16, same case. UP 1825 Gilbert Recycling Center and DR 18163 Gilbert Recycling Center requesting to be continued to April 3rd, 2019. Vice Chair?
Chairman, I move to continue items number 15 and 16 to the April 3rd, 2019 meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Smith. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Last will be DR 18165 Record Road Self-Storage Edition. Keith, please.
Couldn't find it. Chairman Anderson, members of the commission, the last case of the night that'll be before you, or from this part of the agenda anyways, is Record Road Storage, Self-Storage Edition. So the site is located at Baseline Road and Record Road, just to the south and east of Baseline and Record Road there, and you can see it highlighted in front of you on the screen. The site, which is an existing self-storage facility and a little bit of RV storage as well, is approximately a little over 4 acres in size, and there's quite a few existing buildings on the property. You can see on the aerial, if you can see it, I should have zoomed in for it, but zoomed in for you. Had a zoomed in one. You can see that there's several different buildings. There's about 60-something thousand square feet of existing building space right now as we speak. And those buildings consist of office, some self-storage, of course, and some auto repair uses. So about 68,000 square feet. And then there's RV storage on the south boundary of the property, just north of some other storage buildings that wrap the property line. So what the applicant is proposing to do, per this site plan, and here's some of the existing buildings. So here's some of the existing storage buildings that are on the site. Now I'm only showing you the existing storage buildings because the new building that is proposed, which is a new self-storage building where the RV storage is located, that's the only thing they're adding is a new storage building. It's going to have about 17,000 square feet of self-storage and about 2,100 square feet of auto repair. They're going to expand that auto repair portion and add about 6 bays of auto repair. So that's why I'm showing you some of the existing buildings that are on site. And we can talk more about those in a minute when we talk about the elevations. So I just wanted to show you what was out there. So like I stated on the site plan, but based on the site plan design, that red area is where the existing RV storage is. And so they are going to be building this new building, which is 20,000 square feet, with the self-storage and the auto repair bays, the 6 bays, right on top of where that existing RV storage is located. So in your staff report, I had a little explanation there concerning the existing buildings that are on site. All the buildings that are existing that are on site were developed and constructed prior to annexation into the town of Gilbert. They were all built in Maricopa County. So you'll notice there's buildings on the property lines that have 0-foot setbacks. So all of these improvements were built under different code circumstances in Maricopa County, and they apparently allowed buildings that are right on the property line. But this building is going to be located about 56 feet or so away from the property line. The building itself, and I'm going to show you the elevations, the building itself is comprised of metal paneling, just like the existing buildings that are on the site that I showed you a few minutes ago. And it matches the colors and the metal panel materials, and the roofing is metal, type of metal paneling, standing seam type metal roof. The only difference between this building and that building really is the auto repair portion's a little taller than the rest of the building, which the rest of the building is probably, I think it's about 14 or so, 15 feet tall at the short part, 13 feet tall, maybe about 21 feet tall over the auto repair bay portion that's kind of a little more elevated. And then you'll also see a little bit of a difference between this building and the other buildings with the fact as it relates to the air conditioning or the mechanical unit screening. So we required that the applicant provide an extension of the parapet walls for about a 20-foot width stretch in front of each air conditioning unit to screen them primarily from the property to the south, which is owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to maybe one day build a church building. So we thought it was really important that those units that are the closest to a use such as a church and higher visibility from the public have a better screening mechanism than a metal fence around it like you see on the other buildings. And I can show you those other elevations. So we thought it was a better screening mechanism, and it looked more integrated into the design of the building. On the site as well, you will notice that they're not making any changes to the site landscaping. That is staying exactly the same. The grading and drainage is staying virtually the same. They have enough volume, I believe, to be able to handle, because they're not adding any new developed flows. And then also, from a parking standpoint, they have 46 parking stalls, and that's what's required, and they have that. They're matching that pretty much exactly. So the only thing that is proposed is this new building right over the top of the RV storage. And then here's the floor plan that shows all the different units. I believe there's about 104 individual storage units, and they all range in size from 75 square feet all the way up to 360 square feet. So a lot of different options for customers. So that concludes my presentation. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd be glad to answer.
Keith, I had
any
a
of those.
question. So the RV storage that you mentioned is open storage. There's not a building there, right? Or is there an enclosure that's going to have to be demolished? I'm not clear on that.
Chairman Anderson, Commissioner Smith, currently what's there now, and I apologize, this photo is not bigger. If you look there, currently what's there now is outdoor RV storage. So they're going to be building a building right over the top of that RV storage. So that RV storage is going away.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Keith. Is the applicant here, and if so, would they like to give a presentation? If you please come up to the podium, give your name and address for the record, please. And you'll have 5 minutes.
My name is Don Andrews from Andrews Design Group, 8180 North Hayden Road, Suite D100, Scottsdale, Arizona. Probably everything that Keith said, we're just going to sum up, but what we were trying to do was figure out how to put an expansion over the existing RV and basically just clarify it. There's no existing buildings in that area. It's just all outdoor parked RVs. From a site civil standpoint, Keith is right. It's the exact same flows. It's impervious at the time right now because it's paved, and so building, it's the same amount of volume of water. So the existing retention systems were already designed to maintain that if we put a building in that area, it's still the same amount of volumes and flows for that. In this case, what we are trying to do is certainly try to match what is existing there and try to appease the City of Gilbert's design standards, as Keith were talking about when we were trying to find a different way to screen the mechanical units than from the way they were previously, that's more in line with the City of Gilbert standards and Maricopa County standards. I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that, and the ideal, and maybe Keith alluded to, the idea of making it 20 feet wide is just so you can't really see at the angles, and it gives a little more architectural definition. The mechanical units are only 4 feet wide themselves that sit behind there. But we wanted to make sure there's enough massing so there's actually a little bit of a different design element than just the flat line that's going there. And that's another reason why we took the AutoZone area and raised it, just to give a little more architectural definition, to break up a long building, make it feel a little bit different than just a standard box building that's going in there. I think we've met all the other code requirements and ordinance requirements, but I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has anything.
Thank you for that. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? Thank you for your time.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Is anybody here from the public that would like to address the commission on this case? Not seeing any. Do we want to bring Keith back up to the podium? No? Okay, so we'll close the public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Is there a motion?
Chairman, I'd be happy to make a motion, given that there's seems to be no discussion. I move to approve item number 17, case number DR 18-165.
Second.
Made the second. Commissioner Cavaney. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion is approved. Next, we'll move on to administrative items. Planning Commission minutes. Consider approval of the minutes of the study session and regular meeting of February 6, 2019. Vice Chair, can I get a motion, please?
Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of February 6th, 2019 meeting.
Motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cavaney with a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Minutes are approved. Next will be communications. Report from chairman and members of the commission on current events. I have nothing to report. Does anybody else on the commission have anything? Nope. Report from planning services manager on current events. Amy, please.
Mr. Chairman and members of Planning Commission, thank you for everything you do. Just the only piece of info that I would like to share was that I took a look at how many planning processes have come in since the beginning of the year in comparison to last year. This year we're running at 94 so far, and last year we were at 83 to date. So we're running a little bit ahead. We had over 800 planning processes last year, and I think we're on track to be the same this year. So busy season. Take advantage of this early evening because I'm sure there will be some late nights coming up. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you for that, Amy. At this time, we'll adjourn the public hearing. And we will reopen study session and get that last item in there is the 1902 land development. Stephanie.
Good evening,